I'm Alyze Sam. I like to tell people I got into blockchain by accident.
Accident. How do you mean by accident?
By accident, actually, I was stopped at a red light and I was plowed by a semi truck. And I have a metal clavicle and my spine is fused together in 7 places. And I reached out to industry leaders and I was trained in blockchain by Vitalik's father, Dima Buterin, because I didn't want to go homeless. So
That's interesting. And the part is a lot of people that know you from your past in the industry. You're a doctorate and everything, and it's quite interesting. It's a culmination that got you to where you are right now. It's quite an interesting story.
yeah, so I was a mental health nurse. There you go.
That's why we became good friends. It's not because you were my doctor, but you're used to dealing with people. So
Tony has schizoaffective disorder. He's doing fine now that I'm here. It's great. No.
yeah, so it's interesting. The part is we met going on 7, 8 years ago now, and it was a part of Michael Terpin's event, and that was Coin Agenda back then, the Angels, and we've known each other ever since, and we've worked on different projects together separately, and everything has been quite interesting. For me, it's for people that's been in this industry this long, it it says a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, because you've been in it almost as long as I have, haven't you?
Yeah.
How long have you been in? I've
I,
been full time since 2013, full time.
I came to the second coin agenda with Michael. Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
2013.
So it's
Yeah.
exactly the same thing. I remember the first coin agenda when Michael Terpin did it in Santa Monica. And then the second one, he did it in Vegas in, what is it, a W Hotel, or it's the Sahara now. And
Oh, yeah.
you put it there. And it's amazing how
During World CryptoCon. Yeah,
yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
it is. It's crazy, isn't it? How far it's gone. And and
It's been a wild ride.
it is. But the thing is, the people that have stuck around is quite interesting. Yeah. It's the same people. It's about 40% of the people is the same people over and over. Yeah.
That's true.
It's,
Yeah,
it's
it is. And it's good because I think the industry has been so small for so long that a lot of us have become very close and we kicked nefarious actors out pretty, quickly. And early on, it was just like we were getting scammed so often. But now we just make phone calls and we're like, have you dealt with this person? And we get to stop a lot before it even happens now.
it is. And that's the interesting part. And that's where the part is, I've got questions here that everybody's done from the communities asked and also from internally. Okay. Crystal's done some questions and all the lads have done questions.
Yes, I'll marry you, Crystal, of course. I'm sorry.
I think her husband will be happy with that, but I'm not one to judge. It's an interesting one. One of the questions was, okay, how did you come to become an advisor and what drew you to the company? And I'll ask the question and I'll answer it as well, because I was the one that proposed to you to come and look at the projects and stuff like that, because we were putting every player together and you have a different perspective. You fall in not one category. That's part I always respected and admired about you. You literally fall into that niche of, you understand tech, but you understand the practicality and you understand the business side of it. Yeah. And
I think that's come with a lot of trial and error over the years, though, to be honest with you. And I think that we like to work together too, because you come from a wealth management background, and then I come from the medical background. And there was a way that things worked in the professional fields out there.
yeah,
And a lot of people came in fintech or cryptocurrency specifically as a quote unquote degenerate. And we came in from a very professional realm. I still try to act like a degenerate, but it doesn't always work out for me. So,
it is, especially the thing is, the people that we're associating now is actually becoming part of the cabinet, which is the scary part.
yeah.
And I was talking with Dennis, and they were saying, okay, you do know that we probably know 20% of the cabinet now. We met them, had drinks with them, all have
Yeah.
their phone numbers. And I'm like, don't think there's ever been an incoming president that is so crypto focused, AI focused. he just wants to get the stuff done.
Yeah, Trump has actually been in crypto since 2015.
Mm.
Yeah, so he's been in a long time. And then, of course, Bobby Kennedy, Robert Kennedy Jr., he's an OG as well. And people have asked us quite a bit in all of our interviews and stuff. And then socially, who we wanted to be president. And we keep saying that Trump was a vote for cryptocurrency, regardless of what you believe. If you believe in cybersecurity or digital assets, like Trump was who America wanted to be president. And that worked out well for SETI.
It
Yeah.
has. And the thing is, okay, just before he won, we started the North America Corporation. And the part is, okay, we believe so much that so much assets are going to be brought back home. Okay, from digital assets, going to be a big part. And that was the part that we looked at and went, okay, we are establishing in America because we want to build the servers here. We want to build the data centers here. Also, the innovation of AI and crypto projects here is huge.
It is.
And that's the part. And that was one of the things is how do you see the AI and blockchain complementing each other?
Oh, they complement each other so well. Blockchain has been a revolution that people still don't really understand the concept of. But I don't think you're not going to need blockchain for everything. But the things that AI is doing, blockchain can be utilized for governance over AI. And that's what I really see. David Chom, who I introduced you and Dennis to on Halloween at Bit Angels, he's a very close friend of mine and mentor, and he's very interested in SETI. He really loves it, by the way, and is definitely fully supporting us in what we're doing over here. But we talk about this all the time about voting and what AI is growing to become. And one of the scariest things in teaching AI, because I've only worked in AI for 8 years, I started training some early AI models that were working in healthcare, mental health apps and stuff.
Mm.
And so some very early, like really silly stuff. And I didn't see it just blossoming so quickly. And as David and I talk about that, and we have 3 projects together right now, my major concern is AI and ethics.
Mm.
And blockchain can really help us with that because I tell people all the time, AI is only as ethical as our least ethical person in society. And that's really heavy if you sit there and you really think about that because people don't understand. They think AI is infinite intelligence, but AI is machine learning. So it's learning what we put out to it. And who is it learning from? It's learning from me and you who
Mm.
live pretty ethical lives. You have a bigger mouth than I do by sure, but you
The thing that I agree, the part is, okay, is you have a perspective of life, okay, and your lessons have made you who you are, okay.
Mhm.
I have a perspective of life that made me who I am. I dealt with finance. I dealt with interesting people. Let's say the word interesting because that covers a lot of things. Yeah?
Right.
But the thing is, okay, just the point of view, I call AI the digital water, okay? And people look at me like I'm crazy. With what you just said, it's exactly the same. I always ask people the same question. Do you think water is good for you or bad? Yeah.
It's good for you until we get into waterlogging.
Exactly. So the thing is, what gives you life also takes it away. How you apply it is actually what you get out of it. And it's the same thing with human beings. It's like what we teach humans, okay, is what you get back out. It's like input, output kind of thing.
That comes with our animals and children, exactly. Now, how do AI and blockchain complement each other? I think blockchain is going to protect us from AI, and we need to be actually putting in a lot of countries are trying to bind together, and they're trying to slow down AI. And a lot of people want to argue that, and they want to say, no, this is a time of revolution. This is the digital renaissance. We've
Mm.
already had the art renaissance, but this is the digital renaissance. And here we are in all of this, but we can't keep up with it. We can't. It's out of control already. And people don't really want to have those conversations. But as blockchain strategists and
Mm.
people who have been in blockchain for a long time, we can set safeguards around AI. And I think that's what is really going to be the most powerful use case with blockchain moving forward into the future in the next 5 years.
Interesting. And it's something that we talked, and it's something about what we as SETI have been looking at is the decentralization. Because as you said, the adoption of AI is going like crazy. And
Right.
but also the conglomerates of corporation is also something that's scary because the amount of power different corporations have now,
Right.
the censorship and the ability for them to say yes, no, maybe. It,
Trump was, yeah, off of X. Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the part is like, we need decentralization more now than we ever did. Yeah? So Satoshi opened, I wouldn't say Pandora's box, but he opened a box of light, people to understand, okay, we need to actually start taking accountability of who we are, what we are, because the world we live in, we could be in that saucepan like the frogs. If you start putting the heat up slowly, the frogs will cook. And sorry for any frog people or French people out there, no offense, okay?
Ribbit. I like frogs.
Same here, they're very delicious.
Don't kiss them, ladies. Don't kiss those frogs. They do not turn into princes, I'm telling you.
Only after a bottle of tequila, my dear. So that's the part. It's like you said about so let's split this into two, like the adoption of crypto and adoption of AI. What do you see on both sides? What do you see exciting and what do you see as the scary part?
And crypto and AI adoption.
Or separate, like you don't not together, but basically
Okay.
speak, like look at it on both sides.
I think crypto adoption is going to be nothing but good for society, to
Mhm.
be honest with you. Cryptocurrency is done correctly, should be a decentralized avenue for people in all sort of ways, from education to monetary status to so on and so forth. It's got so many great use cases. And I love crypto and I think it can be really good for us. Something that I'm sad for in crypto and I don't want to see a lot of is like the meme culture. I think that if we're going to produce cryptocurrencies, it needs to be for a good cause because we are utilizing energy, we are burning fuel, we are using resources that the planet desperately needs. And as the AI revolution continues, that's only going to get worse. So I think as founders, we need to really start thinking about, are we producing something that's not only sustainable, but it has its problem solving, but then also it's a do no harm aspect to society and to the planet. So that's the only warning labels that I have behind crypto. Otherwise, I think it's absolutely fantastic. But as technology advances, we are continually coming up with more
Mhm.
solutions that aren't utilizing as much energy. Now, on the AI side, I think we all love AI. AI is very interesting but we need to, it's like I said, I think that the average consumer, like they only see AI as chat GPT and like how to do their homework. And I think people like me and you who are fully engrossed in
Mhm.
technology and we travel to conferences for a living and speaking on interviews and launching this technology and writing about it and just literally it being our obsession 24/7. I think that we have a little bit more fears and we know quite a bit more about it than the average consumer. And I think because of that, like I stated previously, I think governance is going to be the biggest thing. And I think founders who are not worried about it Terminator scenario right now, just lack the education right now. I'm being
No,
absolutely
I
serious.
am. And the reason why I was laughing was I was reading the comments by James Cameron. And it's true. The thing is, okay, it's like society today will only know what they know through films or books or what is out there. So when you actually explain to them, okay, this is compared to this, they start to go, okay, it's interesting. But it's also something that you just said there, and it's something that I'm a great believer of. We live in the world of technology, okay, but we travel to all these conferences, okay, and people keep on asking, and so it's the same thing with our communities. Like, why do you guys keep on going to conferences? Why do you do that? And that, from my side, please answer yourself. Is from my side is meeting certain people. Okay, having that interaction like we're doing now.
Mm.
Okay, is worth much more than having a Zoom call. Okay, and also the ability to get introduced to other people and associate is a big thing. And the other part I always say is it's more about action. Okay. If you're willing to jump on a plane and go and see something,
Mhm.
you're willing to then do the extra mile, especially in your business. Because I'm not, if you probably agree, is like so many people talk a good game.
They do.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then they disappear. It's just like they're all people on computers. And then when you meet them in person, it's really
They are. I think that you and I are 175 years old in the sense that we believe in the good old fashioned handshake. And I don't think that you can do business like if you can't do a handshake. And I think the biggest reasons that we have to live at conferences is because you can't get us on the phone. Like, it's very hard to get us in a Zoom call. How many times did I call you this morning to make sure that you were coming over here and that we had the right address and that, like, we weren't available? I was trying to save people from the California fires and you were in meetings
Yeah,
and as founders, we have like SETI is Tony and I love right now. Like, it's one of the biggest things that we do. I'm the Bit Angels global director, so I run an angel network and a
actually,
venture capitalist
let's
network.
talk about that. Okay.
Okay.
The part is, okay, we mentioned about where we met. Okay. We met in the tokenized, as it's now called, event. Okay. And it's the same thing with the founders of SETI. Okay. So all three of us met in tokenized in Monaco at the time. Okay. And the funny thing is, one of the founders actually lives down the street from me. Okay. Dennis. And that's how small this world is. But the parts I was talking about, okay, is let's talk about tokenize and talk about bit angels as well, because yes, over to you.
I love Bit Angels and Coin Agenda, which is now Tokenize. Tokenize was the first cryptocurrency conference. So Michael Terpin started it, and Michael Terpin is well known as the crypto godfather. And he actually sued AT&T and won the SIM hack, which is revolutionizing cybersecurity and SIM hacks and cryptocurrency on the phone systems right now. So that's been absolutely fantastic. He has a #1 best-selling book right now that I edited, and he didn't need much of an editor. He's a great writer, The Bitcoin Super Cycle.
It
And
is. And the thing is, okay, we actually spoke to Michael just before Christmas. And the part is Michael, his mindset and the way that he's put people together is been a big part of this industry, in my opinion. And he's still,
it's huge.
it,
Yeah. Let's talk about how that started since all of us, a lot of OGs that have been really powerful in the space have started at Bit Angels or Coin Agenda.
Mhm.
And I was on one of the very first stages. I actually pitched my nonprofit, Give Nation. We're in 250,000 schools globally. We didn't get investment at Bit Angels during that time, but I met Anthem Ballinger.
Mm.
And Anthem is such a really good close friend of
He
mine.
is.
And he recorded me on stage. And from that moment on, I have had so much support and love in this. And we used to charge, Bit Angels used to charge to
Mm.
get into the pitch competitions and stuff. And I think it was $10,000 to get on stage. But John McAfee had introduced me to Michael Terpin, and rest in peace, Dad. And Michael was like, yeah, you can be on stage. And I asked him, people ask me all the time, how can you get into the space? Like, it's impossible to get in. And guess what? I had just been hit by a semi. I was going homeless and dying because I couldn't work as a medical provider anymore. And it was just a really hard life. And so I couldn't afford a $10,000 spot on stage or a $2,000 ticket at that time. I was losing my beautiful home on the
Mm.
golf course. So what did I do? I asked Michael if I could just clean up tables or help
Mm.
people. And that's exactly what I started doing. I started working my way to the top. Like, I went in, I tell everybody I went in as a janitor and cleaned some crap up, and now I'm the global director of it. And it's really special because BitAngel started actually at the first digital alternative currency.
Mhm.
So Michael Turpin and David Johnson invested in Mastercoin back in 2011. They gave him $1 million. And JR doesn't work in cryptocurrency anymore, but he will still write books with me. So
Mhm.
I still love JR. And then that ended up, they 10x'd it actually, but then it ended up being a little bit of a flop because it was way too far ahead of its time. Mastercoin is a stable coin, but it's also a non-fungible token at the same time. And it's still really hard for us to wrap our minds around that right now. And Ethereum came along, and
Mm.
that's who trained me in blockchain. Charles Hoskinson was out there, and Vitalik, and all of those guys out there, Joe, and
I'm laughing because
what?
the reason being is, okay, is I saw Charles when was
Oh
it?
no.
I saw Charles about 4 months ago. He was in the MGM. And we looked at each other and I said, do you remember? It's like when we were in the Pink Cow. So the Pink Cow was a place in Tokyo. And this is where Roger Ver and all the ICOs in Tokyo started here. This is where I got into it. Yeah?
Right.
And the thing is, I just started laughing. Yeah. How the physical part of it became the digital part as well. And that was the interesting part for me. And the thing is, okay, you talked about Bit Angels, and we just came from an event, and it was just in CES, and the amount of people that were there were high quality people.
Always, yeah.
And I said to you, it's like 40% of the people you already know. Okay. And that is a good thing. It's if you have people that's flying in from Texas, from New York, from and stuff like that, just to come to a conference, there's something there. There's
Right.
value. And
It's high quality, of course, yeah.
it is. And the interesting part with this one was, okay, during the Bit Angels event, okay, we were on the Bit Angels, the Twitter X, whatever you want to call that damn thing.
Yeah.
And the part was there was about 2,000 people. That was online.
I think we had 2,700 at like a
Yeah,
gift
exactly.
time, but it's over
Yeah,
16,000 by the time we
exactly.
had shut it down. It got so big.
It is. And that's the part is we like to support and talk, and that's great. And the next one is Dennis is actually going to be joining, and he's going to be speaking about it and support it. And the thing is, that's the part where we started talking. We haven't discussed it yet, but we will. It's about we'll open a chapter in Japan. Okay. We'll have
Yeah.
a chapter in Japan, and Dennis, myself, and Kingsley will lead it because the part is Japan is such a big place, crypto and AI. It's natural for it to have a home there. And the other part where we'll talk about is Nigeria.
Oh, yeah. So you told me a lot about
It
Nigeria
is.
when JP and I launched the first deflationary gold-backed stable
Yeah.
coin. I called you all the time on that. I was like, I don't know anything about gold. Please help me,
Yeah,
Tony.
it is. And the part is, okay, people don't understand how big crypto is in certain parts of the world. It's like people don't understand, like Nigeria, Turkey, these nations where they don't have freely traded currency, okay, that they're using it as a way to live and support.
Right.
And that is the interesting part is like before coming here, we started talking and I was asked you say, where do you see the future in the industries for crypto and AI? And you, even before I finished the question, you said real estate.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Real world assets.
Yeah.
So everybody's saying right now, anything that can be tokenized will be tokenized. And I'll be honest with you, coming from a medical background, and trying to think logically as the average consumer, I don't think that makes a lot of sense to anybody, that's out there, shopping at, Target or whatever. But I think that those of us that own or work with enterprises and we are pushing bigger brands and money there, I think that like people that are quote unquote visionaries in business really see this. And I think that's something that the average consumer, if they want to get into this hype in tech, this explosion in tech, I think that they need to really try to start thinking about that and trying to understand what that means. But I see the biggest thing in real estate because real estate has become really unaffordable for most people
True.
during COVID. In the United States alone, yesterday I paid 10 USD for 12 eggs. And a lot of Americans would buy eggs because they were really affordable. They were really inexpensive protein and healthy protein. And we're seeing everything get out of control. With that, people are losing their homes. And a lot of people don't know that the banks are buying up all the middle class homes. And then when the banks haven't bought them up, wealthy people have come in and they've made Airbnbs to monetize more off of the average family's home. So middle class homes now are extremely hard to find. You can find HUD homes and you can find mega mansions everywhere. How are we going to live? And I think tokenizing real world assets is going to help us with this. We travel all over the world and we stay at each other's houses all the time. And I just have like 7 people staying at my house. They all just left today, finally. And I think that being able to put those relationships and contracts like that, rent in a tokenization terms and agreement, and then also owning commercialized real estate so that the guys that work at the bank and work at Walmart, Target, whatever, they can own part of the Trump Tower without being President Trump or a billionaire, Steve Wynn here in Vegas. Everybody wants to take part in wealth, and blockchain with real world assets and tokenization can make that happen.
It is. And what about from AI perspective? Where do you see that side of it?
Man, AI it's massive right now. But again, we need to be building AI with sustainability in mind, and we need to try to take a step of where we're not doing any harm. I think that AI is just it's explosive right now. I watched David called me this morning, David Chom, and we're working on a movie together. And we were talking to our film manager And David said, we can just make this film with AI. And our film manager, she knows the Wachowski sisters and wants some really famous people to play in our film. And she was like, it doesn't really work that way. And David's, no, it does. Watch this. And so he makes an AI film and I just put a paragraph in it of what we
Mm.
wrote. And I was like,
Yeah, no.
I mean, okay, this is not going to be like a Johnny Depp box office blowout where it looks like $1 billion film and it's not going to sell 1 million tickets. But holy cow, I wish I was in high school right now because I was a little dork. And I'm here to tell you that all my little stories and crap that I would have written would have been these horror, creepy, freaking amazing films. So it's exciting and it's great, but it also is taking away our ability as humans to be creative. And we need to utilize AI to do things that are mundane for us so we can actually live to our fullest potential, which is being happy and helping people and being creatives.
Do you actually think so? Because the what you just said, okay, is the creativity of the human being would actually have to need to actually type out and then put it in, and the AI creates it. Don't you see that it's actually enhancing the creativity?
No, it does. Like I said, I got very excited
Yeah.
about it. I was like, this is really cool. But what does that do to all the filmmakers and the artists and everything? That's an instant gratification thing in my point of view from being a medical professional and somebody that worked in mental health. I want to make a film with David Chom because we're talking about where Bitcoin come from and where it is going in the AI age with
Mm.
quantum computing. And we want to start a revelation for this film. Guess what? This revelation needs to start freaking yesterday, okay? So what do I want to do? I want to go in there with all the bells and whistles and want to make $1 billion film in 30 seconds or less. And guess what? AI allows us to do that. It's kind of. But what does that do to us as humans?
Mm.
We technically have Neanderthal brains and they've evolved somewhat, but we can't keep up with the pace. I know you're a man. It's a little different on this side of the table. No, I'm kidding. But we're not the critical thinkers that we are, and we definitely can't keep up with AI. Now, what about AI and quantum computing when they meet hands in hand? What about singularity? Like humans right now, we do need to slow down and we do need to think about ways of using AI to help with mundane tasks and to solve problems for survival. And then we need to let creatives be creative because I can guarantee if we were like just really happy and all the problems were solved and all our businesses are running exactly how they should be. And we're sitting on gobs of money and we don't know what to do with it. And all of our friends and family are fine. What are we going to do? Are we going to sit there on AI and create pictures or are we actually going to go to the beach, have a nice vacation and then maybe take an art class together?
That's the thing is, I see, and I've seen it in Japan, and it's with technology. Like, what was it? 30% of people under the age of 35 in Japan are virgins. Okay?
Yes,
And
that's another thing.
and the thing, part of it is the people have become so linked to technology, they're losing the ability to talk to people. This is the current. Yeah? This is not AI. This is what computers and
Right.
has done to this society. But the next, I don't know what's going to happen.
It's really scary. We have to evolve with it. And that's another thing. Like we're founders though.
Yeah.
And so it's people like us that can make a difference. And I talked to Eric Polier the last 2 days too, with all the California fires and all the
Mm.
projects that we're working on. We've tried to keep in touch with everybody and make sure everybody's safe. And I was telling him, I was like, look, if people like you and David aren't producing this technology, who is going to be producing and controlling this technology? It's going to be a lot of nefarious actors or greedy people, not spiritual technologists that have humanity's best interest in mind. And when we're talking about AI is so exciting. It's so fascinating. But the thing of it is people are talking about AI and they're getting really excited about it and they don't understand it. They don't. They have everybody that was marketing blockchain and cryptocurrency 8 to 10 years ago are now AI experts. And they all have these classes, these dumb classes that you pay $59 for, blah, blah, blah. And you're going to be an expert and you're going to make $1 billion. That's not reality. Like they aren't actually experts and they are training AI and they don't understand the ramifications of how long lasting this is when you're abusing AI. Like people will go on Chat GPT and they'll be like, hey, fucker, blah, 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 blah. Like you're actually teaching your AI horrible things, how to treat people when we should be teaching it empathy. And you and I can be, we can be assholes. Let me tell you, I know that we can. I was kicking people off the BitAngel stage. I was doing very good. I've gotten pretty violent. And so,
I'm glad I'm ripping off on you.
yeah.
I agree with you. The thing is, AI is, it's the same thing. History doesn't repeat itself, it mirrors itself. Yeah? As you said, the ICO expert, the crypto expert, the ICO expert became NFT experts. Then they became meme experts.
Now they're Web3.
Now they're Web3, and now they're AI experts. The part is, okay, is I don't understand it. Okay. Most of the stuff, I don't understand the technical aspect of it. And I don't ever try and tell people I do. Okay. Because I always say, it's like, you don't have to understand something to understand the benefit or how to put things together. You just have to understand the concept and the parameters, and then you're able to build upon it. But you get the experts, and this is why we work together, because of your expertise and all the other experts we have. Is we need experts to support us in things we don't know, not to repeat what we know in a different voice.
Yeah, AI governance, I think, should be the call to action right now, because AI is beautiful. It's great. And there's a lot of wonderful concepts behind AI too. A lot of people feel that AI is higher consciousness and it's going to help us achieve higher consciousness. And I think that truly at some point that we can get there, but I just don't think that we're there right now. And so I think that we need to build with sustainability and ethics.
So I agree. The thing is, okay, is we're creating the version of ourselves digitally. Yeah, that's the part that we're doing, is we're creating a different version of ourselves in that whole point of view. And as we talk about that, is we actually did the same thing with the book. Yeah, the book that you helped us with is Dennis. It was Dennis and myself where we came. I think we left here. Okay, we left here and we were on the plane, and we literally, he was flying America. I was flying American, and he was flying and something. And we had internet and we were communicating to each other modern days. And we said, okay, what about if we actually we create a book to talk about what SETI wants to do and how the opportunities in AI is, because we see huge opportunities. But the part is, we said, okay, and he said, you're dyslexic and we don't have time. I said, I agree. So why don't we actually use AI to do it? And that's what we did. We took all the notes of the company and all the meetings we've had, and we created an AI. And we literally said, okay, we want to create a book for this. Yeah? The part is, the book was written. We then added our own versions to it. And then,
how mad was I at you after that?
the part is, okay, the part is, okay, we put the information in, it came out, we added a bit more and we cleaned it up. But then, okay, it needed that human aspect where you actually took it and then you actually then turned it into something that human beings could read. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, okay, you joke when I say is, okay, the future's in threesomes. It's like the physical, digital, and AI. There has to be a harmony, and there has to be the three of them working together,
Right.
because AI is good as long as the information you put into it is good, and then how you use it. But it's never perfect. It's quite interesting when you see people using it and just copying and pasting straight away that it's fake. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's hard to edit. Just so you guys know, if you want AI to write your book, the answer is you're wrong. Just call a writer and do that. But no, Tony and Dennis did this because they just don't have the time. They don't. And it was really great because the three of us are a triad and we do really well together. And so when you guys are running around, a lot of the SETI community doesn't see me because I'm really shy. I'm an introvert and it's really hard to get me on camera or to a lot of places where I'm not hiding in the back typing on the computer. We worked together perfectly on that.
It is. The part is something where I said this year, I'm going to do more content. Okay. And the reason being is that is reality these days. I have a quote that is in my house. It's from the late Queen. And people asked her at the end, when she was in the 90s, okay, you still work, you do 700 engagements a year. And they say, why do you work so hard? And her answer was very simple and it's so beautiful. Is to be seen is to be believed in. And I went, okay, And I
Mhm.
said, okay, and that falls into the reason why we do the conferences. But now it's also the reason why we start doing the the posts. Okay, we
Yeah.
do posts, we do videos. Now we're joining spaces through the angels and yourself. And the thing is, okay, is we have to play the game. It's
Yeah.
the part is we've been focused so much on getting shit done that we
Right.
haven't been the best. Without Crystal and her team, okay, it would be a shambles. And we,
Oh,
but
she's
she
amazing.
is,
Yeah.
she is. But the part is, even we're an AI company, okay, but we are infrastructure. We're physical and we're digital. And the reason why we are becoming successful and growing is because the human aspect of it.
And I love that because it is like we're all over the place. Me, you, and Dennis, and Austin too
Yeah,
sometimes are just literally everywhere. But Crystal keeps it at home
yeah,
and she helps. She's the heart of the community and grows it out with her entire team out there. And it's nice because a lot of the community gets really upset because we can't be there present, active all the time. And it is because you're absolutely right. Somebody told me once early in my blockchain career, I think it was about 10 years ago, I was like, they came to something that was just like a birthday party or
mm,
something it was a social thing. And it was a lady that I worked with, and it was just so nice. And I was like, oh my gosh, why did you come? And she brought me a little gift. And I was
mm,
just like so taken back by it. And I was like, I didn't think you guys really liked me. And
mm.
she was like, you always just show up. She said, just show up. She said, if you show up, you do more than 99%
89%,
of people.
exactly. It's
And
true.
she said, and you will be in the right room at the wrong time, or you're going to be in the wrong room and you're going to learn a lesson and you're going to go so much farther as soon as you show up.
It is. I totally agree with what you said. The other part is people expect everything so fast these days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything so fast.
Swipe, swipe, swipe. How many times have you done that this week with your girlfriends?
I don't do swipe. I literally got the like a machine that goes like that for me.
Oh
Just
God.
for you. Okay. I delegate, my dear. I delegate.
Oh God.
Yeah. Plus, if the meetings we've been having is because of where, yeah, it's been a little bit crazy, but it's good. The part is AI is here to stay. Okay. The part is you're an advisor and you've advised us on different things. And what do you see from a SETI point of view is what do you want us to focus on? And what do you want from your perspective, some guidance, tips, or something that you'd like to share right now?
I need the community to be good and be nice and be loving.
I like when the community gives us shit and pushes it because
No, they I do, yeah.
the part is I can't sit here and do all that lovey-dovey stuff. I'm,
Oh my
oh,
gosh, so rude. I'm an old hospice nurse, a retired hospice nurse.
now
I'm gonna say nice things at Tony's funeral, even though he doesn't deserve it.
I'm
So the
fine.
community
Trust me, the thing is, okay, as long as you have the spirits of Jin and Jack there, it's fine by me.
Oh Lord, have
Mm,
mercy. So the community, I love the community, honestly. And they do. They can be really ornery, but they tell it like it is too. And they want a lot of love and feedback and understanding. They want us to show up and we want them to show up at the conferences and stuff. But I guess you and I have lived in this world for so long and traveled for so long that I think we forget what it's like. And I think that for the community, I think that the founders and the advisors, I think that we need to be more empathetic in the sense that they just want to be a part of this
no,
revolution
I
and what we're doing at SETI.
I agree, and the part is, and this is the part where we're doing this kind of broadcast to do discussions. We're doing different parts. We've just launched the staking parts to change the
Yes, it
certain.
mooned, right? I text you.
So the part is okay. Is we have also learned that we sharing, okay, doesn't seem to, we share when we know we can execute straight there, okay?
Right.
And that's the part. And the part is the AI part is going crazy and there's so many projects and so
Right.
many opportunities. And that's where we have focused so much in the alignment. And the angel part is we are going to be proposing a part where SETI will offer certain services to the angels participants where they can have access to our servers. Okay,
Yay.
at a discounted rate. But the thing is, okay, they have access to it. The thing we are focused on growing decentralization. So we want to support up and coming partnerships through doing token swaps and everything like that. And that's the part where we're going to be working. It's a very, very exciting year. And this will be one of many discussions we'll have. I look forward to it.
Yeah, because I think we'll be in Miami at the end of this month or Davos and Denver and Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, I don't know. The thing is, okay, for us, there's a lot of stuff. All I know is what I've got planned. So it's this week. Lagos is one of them. Nigeria is a huge part of the growth of AI and crypto, and SETI has a growing community there that we're in the process of expanding. But also, we're looking at expansion of the new servers. Any last comments from me?
Get our book, it's amazing.
Where can people find you? I'll put your Twitter and your socials that they can find you underneath, okay? And I'll put it in the discussion.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
at Alyze Sam on everything. You can find me hiding, typically. I'm behind a computer. I've worked in cybersecurity for a long time, so you shouldn't be able to find me, but you can look me up online.
Perfect. And if there's any questions, let us know, drop us, and we'll do a follow-up for these, okay?
And thank you.
Thank you.
We love our SETI
We
community very
do.
much. And SETI is it truly, honestly, my favorite project to work on right now. I've got 3 projects that are just near and dear to my heart with David Chom, Eric Poulier, and you and Dennis. And those are my world right now. So thank you for letting me be a part
No,
of it.
thank you. The part is, okay, we need a, different perspective, and what we have planned for 2025 is going to be huge. What we discussed with you before the camera, we can't share half of it just because we need to put it all together. But the part is, as you said, your community, there's so much aspects and so much we can collaborate on.
Yeah.
And that is what we're going to do.
And because we're a crypto family, so we have to stick together. And because we're an AI family.
We're here to enjoy, grow. Family is all about that. Family isn't blood. Family is the people you spend time with. Okay.
Yay.
And that's the nicest thing you'll hear from me today. So
With that, we better let
yeah,
this go before it gets bad. And with that, goodbye.